Really nice system here. There's quite a few different things. You've got some motorized sets, some manual sets. You've got the orchestra shell, the pit. There's also a pit net in here. First thing I'd like to do is tear the shell down. We've got it set up right now. You can see the ceilings. You can adjust the tilt if you want to change the sound later. Right now we're in a basic flat scenario. When we bring them down, we'll show you how to adjust the tilt and everything. First thing that you have to do when you tear this thing down is take all these little doors off. So let's walk around back here where we got a little more light. You're going to bring that with us? Come on. Yeah, sure. As soon as everybody comes back here, we'll take a look. Crescendo. So you have doors on the sides. The doors latch. Just screw this tight. And the doors latch. They also open the whole wings. But if you just want a door for entrance, that's how you do the door. So this bottom section on each of these, Klaus will demonstrate. You have a little latch here. It's good to get your foot underneath so you don't drop it and chip it. It comes down to the ground. Back up. Slides in. And just sits there for storage. It can't fall out. So on these wings, so that these doors open easier, you can set these and it takes a little of the spring off, but for most part you'll have these just set. So why don't you guys, anybody want to grab one of these? We've got to take them all off, so let's feel what you got there. It's pretty easy. It's just a little tough to get turned. You got to get it turned and lift. It might even be easier if you have a second person, of course. Moving these towers, one person can do it, but it's very difficult. So I recommend, I like to see 4 people on them when you're setting this up.
Like if I wanted during the show, I didn't want to have to latch this because it was going to be an exit, but it's right now it just falls open. Yeah, is it the chalk adjustment? Okay. Yeah. Okay, gotcha. Sure. It's another 4K.
For you, a colicky baby. Very nice orchestra shell here. I'll start opening the doors. A is the first corner, A, B, C, D, all the way around. That keeps the tilt, you know, the floor has got softer spots and everything, so once the tilt is all set, you put it back, and we'll show you how you put them back in place.
You good, bud? Need anything?
No, we're great. We got a couple hours here.
Taller than those, is that right? Than the clouds are?
I can raise the cloud, we can raise the cloud up.
Like that. Pull, turn. There you go. And down. And turn again. All right, so.
To the right, to the right. Oh, you see,
Yes.
I got it.
Oh, sure.
Don't push on the doors while
Okay.
you're ripping the hinges out.
Okay,
And
can I
then smash the door.
push here
Yeah.
if I'm trying to?
You can't get out from behind unless you crawl out, so. And there's plenty of room, so it doesn't.
No.
It doesn't.
Just up to there.
It doesn't have to be that tight because the next one has to go out, so I would even bring it out just a little bit more. I'd bring the first one right about there.
Oh, okay, about to hear that.
So they marry together.
So the first one,
Kim was just saying we'll tape the floor to help remind us.
they go in order, I assume. This,
So you get them out.
so that is the first one. Last one, first one out.
So what we do is we'll get these two out of, stick them in there, then we'll just push these back out of the way.
Okay.
I noticed that there's this cord.
Cord
that's
that
gonna
we have
trap
to
in
watch
there.
in there.
Is that going to be every time, or is that just this
That
time
needs to
we
be
need
zip tied up. We didn't notice it until after we set it up, and that's for the lighting on the shell itself. So. Okay, somebody want to help
Yeah,
here?
let me give it a shot.
And we're going to pull, and we're going to turn this way. Towards the cord come out? Yeah. Oh, clear. All right, back a little more.
We're running into what? This good?
Just
Oh. Hold it a little.
yeah, you gotta turn back here.
You push, pull.
So you can't pull from here.
So the turning goes on this side.
This side is turning and adjusting. They're nice casters. It rolls really well. It's just a slow, and you don't want to pull on the
It's been waiting. Did they lock?
It's almost, if you painted a straight line so you could eyeball the line as you're coming back.
Open up the door.
And they fold into it.
They marry into each other. Nest together, that's the word we're looking for. And that's good.
Is that enough?
There's lots of room here, so there'll be more room as we get a little further out, so
Okay.
they'll nest even tighter. Okay. Shell, huh?
Wait.
Did you have
There was no.
Oh, you didn't have a shell at all, huh?
No. Just couldn't hear anything on the back 2/3 of the stage.
Well, there's a lot of good acoustics in this building. Perfect. You guys are good at this.
Okay, I need to do the next one so I know how to.
There you go. I would take that away from him. He's liking it too much.
No, you need to come make sure I'm doing this right.
No, we're on.
See, this is like happening.
It's a big cart. When you get it close, just give it a good push.
Is that in?
Yeah.
Okay. And then we lift up.
And down.
Go all the way down.
All the way under the
No,
next
go
hook.
out and catch that bottom. No, out.
It's just a
Down.
lever.
Far.
All the way to the bottom.
There, I didn't see that. Okay, is that it?
Now push.
A simple lever. Okay, let's go. We got to clear the pipe from the the truss of that. So let's turn this way just a little bit more.
Which way?
There we go. Oh wait, stop.
So what? Show me what you're clearing again. Oh, that thing right there.
The truss in order to bring the. And then we have one here. And this one we just. We could right between the two of them.
Okay.
The one truss,
The truss, the clouds on, right here.
exactly this one, and this one, so be in between.
No,
this one's good, this one.
With the orange end.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just getting clear.
Oh, I see.
in case
Okay.
he brings
I
that.
got it.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
One more to move, and then we'll.
This one we have to see why the truss is exactly the same. So you have
So when we pull, if I just pull it this way once it's in.
Yep,
Okay.
you and I will. I'll help you. Over. There you go.
Push.
Push in all the way.
when it doesn't go, lift this a little bit.
There it is.
Got it? Okay.
Awesome. Tell us when we're clear.
I clear here, clear, clear.
All right, so now everything's clear. We can bring in, and you can see we have everything flown all the way out. You have to fly all the curtains, everything all the way out. The electrics, everything. So over here is a quick touch. Everybody come over and take a look here. And this is for all your motorized sets. Key is on. Emergency power is on. So when you push these buttons, it tells you the first electric, first orchestra, acoustical cloud. Yes, there we go. Up and down. So now we've chosen which one we want. Then we just push the green for down. This is really nice.
And the electrics, some of the electrics are on that as well?
All of the electrics, including the sides.
Okay.
You got the full package deal on this.
And do you have to hold that, or is there a preset on the down? It just
So-
stops when you release?
There, you can set presets on this. So you get one preset. So you can set
it to
set to the height that you want.
Okay.
After you decide, you try it a couple of times and see how far down you want it and everything.
And just one preset, probably put the preset for performance.
Performance,
And then
right.
when you're bringing it down to move.
It will
do
stop.
manually.
It's already got it's got a
Oh,
limit.
it's limit. Okay, perfect.
Top and bottom limit.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's a limit. All right, everybody.
You can't put it into the floor.
Everybody come over here and check us out. So these straps right here, they call these the bowstrings right here. This is how you adjust your tilt
Oh, okay.
by putting in, setting these different places
Oh, it's
on
just
there.
a cam,
It's just different. Real simple.
cotter pin sort of, stopper. Okay, got it.
Okay, so spread out. What I like to do is have somebody like by each yellow tag there.
Okay.
And you'll see why when we get to that point. They'll tilt real good. Go ahead,
One
Cus.
person can do it normally.
Okay,
Watch this.
okay.
Very simple. Pull down.
Oh, the latches.
Okay, so now let's reverse like we're going to be setting this.
Yeah.
And
For a
this
show.
is what we're going to have to do, zip
Just
tie
zip
that
tie it
over so it's above it.
Got it.
So we're going to deploy this now.
Okay.
So we get somebody at every yellow thing. We're going to keep our hands so it doesn't pop up. Remember, the bottom's coming up. Everybody got a thing? Pull. All right,
You
pull.
can probably just,
There you go. Latch, unlatch. Everybody unlatch. Harder. There you go.
yeah, pull the shell.
There you go. And you too. Ready? Pull. Pull that down. There you go. And slowly let it down.
Great.
Don't drop it. Yeah, it's not, you almost have to help it.
Oh, it's pretty balanced.
It's not bad at all. Yeah, there's some weights that we added to balance it and stuff.
Oh, great. Okay.
So that's easy, right? Everybody's got that. You got your LED lights and that. I don't know anything about the lighting, unfortunately, how they're going to get the control of this, but it needs to happen soon. So let's fold this one up and we'll fly it out.
Well, I just can't believe that we can't. We have to wirelessly do it as our only option?
Wireless would do it. I
Oh,
don't know.
well, but that's what, he said they're 9 weeks out on a controller, which,
Well, you'd have to have something that goes up and down DMX or run a DMX cord.
yeah, we have
From
100
here.
DMX controllers. We can
Controllers.
just get an extra long DMX cable.
Yeah, then you need a wheel in the front too.
No. He's saying just to put a cord,
temporary
a umbilical cord on
We have
there.
2 concerts before those things are going to get here. We gotta figure out how to
Ready?
solve that problem. Now, if it was 1 or 2 people setting this up,
Uh-huh.
is there enough flex that you can release these? Or
Let me,
is there...
let me show you a little trick.
Yeah. Oh, okay. You could just kind of, yep, okay. So,
So yeah, you can't. 2 people, good. 1
Yeah.
person is a little tough
sure.
until you get used to it. And then 1 person, probably no problem.
Okay.
All right, who wants to run the push button? Who's a button pusher around here? So when you select one, you can only do 1 at a time, right?
Okay.
So 2 is the one we're doing. So now you select it, make sure it's the one you want, right?
Okay.
First cloud, and then you just push the up and down, and we'll run it all the way out.
Oh, not like that.
You can only run 1 at a time, unfortunately.
1 rigging.
One motorized set at a time.
So what cable is running there already? Is that power?
That's just power. That's just watching. All clear. Make sure we're clear and over here. Good.
Okay. Good to know. So mark the 5 minutes of concert prep.
Vancouver. And I know all the schools, so I know this is the nicest one. One thing that you guys need to get, each one of these has a locking. You can get locks, and it'd be nice if the school district just got you a set for everyone with a key, nobody messing with it. They also have, and Home Depot used to carry them, it's called Python. It's a cable that can go through some of these and lock them off. So I don't want to get too far ahead of everybody else here. I'm going to go ahead and let's bring down the psych just for fun. Psych coming in.
Thank you, Cy.
And again, I always stress going slow. Slow is good. There's no reason to crash into the ground.
Beautiful. Look at that. She's gorgeous.
You ready? I think we can just go straight. Clear prop.
White, the ones I always say keep them up, keep them out of the way, don't leave them down. I've seen too many knife holes in these and kids poking holes in them. Yeah, it doesn't take much to destroy one. And it's the most expensive curtains here.
This one's seamless, so you're all
All seamless. These are all seamless. And you have 3 of them.
Yeah.
Or 4. Is it 3 or 4? All right, just keep things going here, I'm going to bring the Traveler down. Traveler thing for him. The oils on your fingers, especially greasy little kid fingers.
Yeah, I have. It's great and fun. And then pull down. Yeah, and then just say projection scene.
So if you want the projection to go up, you have to pull this one,
right?
so this goes up. Yep.
Projection going up?
Thank you, projection.
Oh, this is heavy.
Yeah, it is a little heavy.
And it'll get, and when all the cable goes over the pulley this way, it gets heavier. So the balance part is like halfway up. So you'll always be a little bit pipe heavy when you're down, and you'll be a little bit of arbor heavy when you're up.
And you can see it. Yeah, good.
All right, let's.
So now, are they putting locks on all these, or is that?
Yes, that's something that you really need to look into. Each one of these rope locks has a hole right here for a padlock, a long shank padlock, or they also have snake locks that go through several of them. And that's so once you have something set, nobody will mess with it and everything. And so we'll always put these rings back on. Yep. These are just a safety.
Are we taking this? Do we need the drape down? Do you want me to leave it down?
You can fly it out. And what I suggest, if you're going to fly it out and leave it out, is to go ahead and close it. It clears better.
Bend the pipe, right?
What's that?
Even pressure across. You want
No. Then you can just use the rope lock to slow it down the last few inches. We don't like to run the rope lock all the time. It wears the ropes.
Sure.
But rope locks are only meant to hold about 50 pounds. They'll hold a lot more, but you don't want to put them in a situation where you're holding more than that.
Okay.
So the lighting.
By the way, all of this is also controllable out there, isn't it? There's a quick touch, one of these.
No, that's just for the house light that comes down for replacement.
Got it. Okay.
So this can only be run from here.
Got it. Okay. Good to know.
No, there's just one row of house lights that they can change the bulbs in the back. They're not near the catwalk.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And who has the passcode to that? If it's maintenance?
I'm not sure.
Because I know it's locked out on that.
As it should be.
Yeah.
None of us.
As long as somebody has to.
Excuse me, and that's LED lights. I don't know when that they would ever bring that,
Bring it down.
bring it down to change it.
For sure.
All right, so back here behind us, we see this arbor is gone. The third chain over there, this one here, this is the second electric. So you see the red weights on there. The red weights are the raceway and the batten. The other ones are for lights. So we have a capacity of about 1,000 pounds, and so we put X amount of weight on there. You can put 1,000 pounds of lights on here and still have no problem.
So you're saying that it's capable of 1,000. There's not even 1,000.
Oh no.
Okay.
They're
So
probably
need to be balanced.
200 or 300. You never have to balance them. And as a matter of fact, we made it difficult by banding them so that nobody will be taking them off by mistake or anything.
Okay.
So, and on an acoustical shell, like this one, this is the truss, and then that's the shell.
Sure.
So, and these are banded too. And all of the weights coming in, but we're not going to come in. We're just going to right here. All the weights that are on like the GP sets are painted red are banded, so somebody couldn't accidentally take too many off and have a problem. So, unfortunately, the next thing that we should do is go upstairs. And it's dirty up there. I'm going to... They have turnbuckles. They've all been leveled with a laser, so I don't think that you'll ever really need to adjust anything. We want to try not to point load over 200 pounds at any given point on these. 200 pounds is me. That's fine. It's not going to bend the pipe. But if you put 1,000 pounds in one spot, which you could actually lift, each one of these GP sets will lift 1,380 pounds. The number 1,380 pounds is how many weights you can put in the arbor. That's where it comes down to. Every inch is 22 pounds. Every weight up there that's 1 inch is 22 pounds. Every 2-inch weight is 44 pounds. We used up most of the 2-inch ones on the dead load, so you won't have to work them. So battens are all spliced together.
Those are all piled up on the third level. We saw them.
Spring clamps, so let's all just head on up there. I've climbed these stairs. First off, Gabriel's going to get somebody up here and actually clean this one.
This is already in motion.
Okay, good. You saw my letter, huh? Yeah. Okay, good. So this is a slipway. You guys dealt with slipways? I want everyone to pick one of these up. What do you think of that? Now you got to hold this over a handrail and put it in a carriage. So I'm suggesting you have 1 or 2 people, that only the ones that load weights. If you have one good student, that's very important. So they've got a little notch on them, and that's helpful. One thing I think you're going to really need is a kneel pad up here. So there's screws, and you pick these up, and you put a spring clamp on here for safety. So each of these chains are removable with a little bit of work. They come off. Come here. Picked a hard one. There we go. To make it a little easier. So that slipway. 2 hands. Most important thing. 2 hands. Get the notch opposite of the notch there. And when you slide this back, you want to slide it in the groove. And drop it down. And I'm a neat freak about it. I always push them back and keep them all nice. Reverse it. You're going to take it up. 2 hands. Always 2 hands. I've only seen one of these drop, and it wasn't pretty. It put a divot in the concrete like you wouldn't believe. So it would definitely kill somebody. I know it's not safe. You want to try it, Sam?
I got it.
All right.
And nobody should be underneath.
Never anybody underneath. Loading weights!
Thank you, Ray.
And not terrible bad, but definitely the most dangerous place in the school. That little tab helps a lot.
Yeah, oh, it's symmetrical, so
Yeah.
2 hands, there you go. And then if you get more weights on it, you'll be able to go over the top.
Sure.
And
I was going to ask, why don't you bring it all the way up? But that's as far as it goes.
that's as far as that's
Okay.
the design
Okay.
right there. So then you drop your plates. So you see there's a stack of those plates. And why is there a stack of those plates? Because everywhere it says insert spreader plate, as you come up,
Got it.
you want to put one of these in, like right on this one. So
So if you're stacked to here, then you got to
you
drop one.
drop
of your
one
spreader
plate
plates
and
before
continue up. The
Why does that-
the reason is, if you have a problem where you take everything off and forget to take the weights off, and then this goes down and crashes, if you didn't have those spreaders, it might crash and come apart, and all the weights come out, and then that's going to come down and crash on the stage, or vice versa. It could come up. You also want to tighten these little wing nuts. And that's the reasoning behind that is, if you have it going up really fast and it hits the top, you're out of control situation, the weights could actually pop up in the air and fall out.
Okay.
Not very likely, but it's best to be safe, and that's why there's thumb screws on them. All right. If in doubt, we have a placard over here, general precautions of loading and unloading and removing weights. Most of this comes from the Jay Glarum book. I don't know if anybody's ever read, Jay Glarum has a very good book out. He was a professor up in Seattle and wrote, has I think 4 different editions of his backstage rigging. So if you don't have one, that's the one to get. It tells you everything about electrical, everything on theater. So, all right, any questions?
Well, I'll just write it. What's the name?
Jay Glarum, G-L something, G-L-U.
I can get close
Glarum,
enough with Google.
yeah.
Hey, if you guys stuck this, don't overstuck the
Oh,
iron
yeah.
here. Otherwise, they go over.
You see how well they slide,
Yeah, they do.
Don't step on it.
and you'll want to get 2 or 3.
Yeah.
What I like to see is the guys take these and put a little line on them, so they can't drop this too, and just put one at each area to work with.
Sure.
Okay, well that's the big part up here. Out front here you have some curtains, but there's really nothing to do with those along the catwalks. You have some shears out there.
Okay.
Here, I'm gonna put this back.
Let's go downstairs. Yeah, let's put that back on. We'll go downstairs. I have a little bit of a checklist. We'll go through the loft. So the beams up there, the loft beams and the loft blocks. The 2 main beams up here are called the head beam, and those are the head blocks, right? So we have arbor in the system here, and then a rope block, and then there's also a floor block down below, and bumpers, top and bottom. The bumpers have rubber on them. We don't like you pounding into them. They're hardwood, but they eventually will start to frail. All right.
Access that if you ever needed to. Where is that?
So we're going to get a door over here, right down here.
Safety chain or something.
They need to add a gate here, and we're
geez.
going to push the cart over here in a little bit and just block this
So that's
off.
why it's been living here over here.
That's why the cart's been over there. So you know the names. You know forces. I explained how the cables go over the pendulum here. It changes it. You have your signage at each level. We talked about that upstairs. You know the dangerous place. This here, I would suggest yellow stripe in this. Nothing stores here, and this is always clear. And when you're loading weights, you need to be clear out on the stage. You have nobody in this area, because they can bounce and go out. Communication, again, when you're loading weights, let everybody know. Make sure you have a plan when you go up there, what you're doing, how many weights, and know what you're adding. It's your responsibility to know that that light weighs 22 pounds and one weight is enough to balance it, and that's on the GP set, so you don't have to do that on your lighting. We don't have a fire curtain, which is a great thing. Okay, so we did all that. Let's go out to this pit filler.
That means the arbor is arbor light.
Oh,
So we have to put another
Weight on that
weight
at
on
the
it.
bottom.
See when you see this here?
yeah.
So you need
Out of
on-
balance.
On it to stretch it. You see
Okay.
this? So
Yeah.
somebody has to go up and put a one weight on the top.
Okay.
And
You wanna do it?
Yeah. Yeah.
You got a clamp?
No.
you can't because it's a curtain. So we'll take care of that.
You don't care.
So you have to do.
If it's a curtain,
I mean, it's loose like this. No, but you gotta load the weight from the middle. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, if you were adding on to that.
Then you see it like this.
Yeah. Yeah. But it goes in. Okay.
Eventually you'll get weights in the middle. They work their way down. Okay, we got Orchestra Pit. Covers and Orchestra Pit nets. I was around here about 20 years ago when Orchestra Pit nets came around. Student got into an auditorium after hours in the dark, came across the stage, and that's why you have ghost lights for out here. When the pit was open, he fell in the pit, fell on top of all the stands, cut himself up really bad. Insurance paid for it, even though it was his fault. He'd broke into the place and everything. The insurance company says, well, what are you going to do about this? So now we need to always put a net under here. And it's a good thing when you're removing this, the net's there for safety. Don't fall into it. It's still going to hurt. So it's not a toy. If you have this open and you don't want the kids jumping into it thinking it's like a trampoline and stuff like that, because there's hard edges all around and everything. So, yes, these are yours, your Allen wrenches here. Okay. Now, all of these have coffin locks on them like any platform does. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, all right?
Looks like half turn.
It's a little bit more.
So the cam?
Just the cam right there. So it's a little more than a half a turn. Yep. So unlock this one. You're unlocked already, I believe. So this first one has helpers. Okay. So you don't have to get underneath to do it. So the first one, and what we do is get diagonal like this, and we're going to lift, and it's tight. So when you're ready together, oh, you pull even. 1, 2, 3, yeah. And just set it over here. So the legs elevation is all set. Okay. And you have this cart to store these on when you want to take them out. I suggest leaving these feet and not messing with them. Okay. So you don't have to go back down underneath later and
levels the floor.
Yes, yes. Yes, we'll take this one on top of the cart here. You go that way, I'll go this way. Two people, 4 is better. So now you have this hole.
They're heavy. Yeah, there's that one. And there's the little one.
And that's the littlest one.
They're doubled. Everything.
So now, and then the next one, you have to unlock. We're not going to take them all out today, but just to show you, we'll unlock this one. There it is. Unlock. Pretty simple.
Oh, you don't do it outside. So now somebody has to go.
Now we can tilt this and get your fingers under it. Yeah. It's not terrible, but it's heavy. Yeah. And a little more help is always good. You can have somebody on a ladder down below to help if you need to push up. But
on this cart, or stack them like this, just one stack all the way up?
Stack them always up.
Yeah, there's only 6, or let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8. There's only 8, so.
Okay. I would not take the legs out while they're adjusted.
No, there's no reason to.
You could, but there's this lock here. So
right.
Lock and you can take them out. If you take them out, you have to make sure they're fit.
They're flush.
Yeah, the concrete gives a little and stuff.
I mean, we could always say, for safety, we could number these panels 1 through 8.
Well, they're numbered.
No, but
and then you could number the legs.
1A, the panel 2,
and I've done that, and that's
I would do
good.
it because somebody's going to take them off, and then we're going to be
not even for the intent that they would.
Well, this is panel 7, so I'd go 7A, B,
7,
C,
B,
D,
C.
and 7A.
I've done that before. That's a good.
It's just, yeah.
Okay, so we're going to put this back in now, and it's a little tricky. We're going to lift it over here. Ready? Yeah. Tilt it down.
Is there an edge?
There's an edge that's got to go in there. Oh, you got to go back more. Let's bring it up out of here for a second. We're too low. Let's try and tilt it first. Ready?
Tilt another panel first.
Yeah, back up a little more.
Okay.
There we go. All right.
And then set.
And then don't go too far.
Oh, my toe. Yep, we're good.
And we want to push it all the way back. There we go. And lock it. I'll let you guys put this last one in. I wish it was looser, but it has to be tight because we don't want a girl's heels or anything getting caught in these.
Yep.
It's nice you have 4 boxes here that you can run cabling up into them from below.
Okay. This goes. You got that end, you're going to that one?
Walk around that way, yeah.
So we'll take it over here.
Yep. Nope.
I feel like I'm tight on my side. There. You good there?
Yep.
And if it's that close, can you just do that? Okay.
Should be able to. And now you're going to have to find a place to store all these handles and so on and so forth. It'd be nice to get a little toolbox to put this kind of accessory stuff in. Gabriel, do you have the key to go down the basement and take a look at the net?
I have one.
You have one, good.
Well,
We'll go down that way?
I can
Sure.
go this side. We don't have a key to this door yet. I don't know.
It might not have a key on it yet.
Yeah.
Let's walk down and just take a look at the, I don't know why you would. It also has a conductor hole right here.
Okay.
It's just Velcroed, so if you had a conductor up here, he could be raised up so everybody sees him here. Basically, just boom, snaps on.
Oh, just
A little beaner on there.
We're gonna see Chimia's bun.
And again, it's a safety thing, so if you remove it, you can't leave that open up there.
Sure.
All right. We're about at the end. Now is the time, if you guys have any questions that 42 years have passed to help you with.
I don't think I even have any questions.
Again, I'm going to say Stagecraft, I've worked for them for 42 years. They've been here since 1960, and every school around, we get most all of them, except for Lincoln High School. And that one went really south for Hoffman. They didn't get us. And that's we're going to be there. There's 800 number or Stagecraft number. We're right downtown Portland. Curtains or repairs or anything happens, let us know. We get over as fast as we can. So we're going to be here. We understand the show must go on, whereas the guys that do the floors and things like that, they're just in and out. So we're going to be here for you guys. So, all right, I guess that's it. You guys are going to have to. Oh, good.
When you pull the shells out, line them up. How do you know where to set?
They're going to put medallions in.
We're going to put
the
little
floor?
brass.
Is that what you meant by that?
Yeah,
I got
they're
it.
little brass pieces.
Okay.
We got to get the tilt right so we get them exactly where
Got
they
it,
go.
okay.
But if you set it up now, if you need to set it up, there's 3 in the back. The middle one goes in the center where the light is. I mean, it's pretty easy.
Okay.
That's how we set it up now. Just work from the middle out around to the edges. Make sure the doors flap, lap, cover.
You were talking about how far back off the proscenium that possibly set.
Doesn't matter, you can set them back, so you still can close the main.
You could set up 2 rows
Are you going to do it?
and move the back wall forward.
Yeah, you, Kim,
With
for a jazz night or a choir thing, you could just set, if you were as a smaller intimate, you could bring the back one up and only have 1 or 2 on the
On the
sides.
sides, okay.
And have, we could have a shorter soundstage for the
Yeah,
jazz concert.
you could easily, half a stage.
Yeah.
Because it's going to look kind of funny with the huge shell and 6 people in the middle.
Sure.
Or recital hall almost.
Yeah, flexibility, that's the
That's
nice
great.
thing about it.
Okay.
All right, guys, we're going to finish cleaning up our mess out.